Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive. Let's see, let's get the sun out of your way. Anyways, I'm out doing a video test drive on a 2013 F150. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being the driver's seat without actually being the driver's seat. I still haven't had my nap yet. I'm not a mechanic and I'm not going to do 192 points of inspection or whatever. I'm just going to tell you what I think, and then I'm going to leave the rest up to you. So we're going to look around the vehicle, we're going to look under the hood, and then we're going to go for a drive, and then we'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to get my coat on, I'm going to pop this hood, and I'm going to roll out of here because I've got 8 million layers on. Okay, down for just a second so I can get my coat on, because it's like 15 degrees out here. But you go inside and you got to take everything off because then you're sweltering, and you go outside and you got to put everything on because you're freezing. So it's a miserable situation, and yet we choose to live here. So anyways, here we go. Alright, 2013 F150. If you're looking for a 4-wheel drive truck, you can stop the video now. This one's not it. So this one is a 2-wheel drive F150. It's got the 3.7 in it. Yeah, I think that's it. So you've got some rust on the wheel wells. That's pretty typical for Fords. You've got some rust on the rear cab corners. Again, that's pretty typical for Fords. These rear tires are right about 40% would be my guess, and front tires are similar. So it's a pretty decent truck as far as body goes. I mean, you've got some rust, but it's not as bad as others. And the auction didn't say anything about frame rust, which that's also something that is common for Fords. This one does not have it. So that's definitely a plus. So inside, I think it's kind of just a base truck, but it does have a couple little perks. Just cloth interior. You can see the driver's side is kind of eaten up. That's pretty typical, like people kind of lift themselves up and rub on the driver's seat, but it's pretty decent. I mean, other than the driver's seat, no major rips or tears or anything like that. The back side, you've got the rust on the back of the tailgate. I don't know what it is that makes vehicles rust in certain areas, but you think that, you know, manufacturers would figure it out by now. The back of the bed looks pretty decent. Looks like it's got a bed liner on it, but this does not open. There's like no resistance here, so it's not engaging with whatever mechanism is in there to open it. This side, you've got the rust on the wheel wells, the rust on the rear cab corners, pretty typical for your Fords. And then from the front, it looks pretty decent. So let's see if I got this hood popped. And let's open it up. So 3.7. I think this is the first 3.7 F-150 we've ever had. I had to double check when I saw it on the auction on this. I'm like, what is a 3.7? But it is a thing. So that just means that I'm not very familiar with them. But you know, whatever. It's a Ford. It's probably pretty similar. So I mean, it looks pretty decent. I mean, it sounds like maybe like a little exhaust tick or something. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. Oh, it's cold. Okay. Back in the car so my hands can thaw. Okay. Okay. Get this turned around. Alright, we have 236,000 miles on here. Good thing is it's been maintained. It's not due until 238. So it's about 1,000 miles ago it was changed. I mean, by date it's probably due, but by miles it's not. So people typically don't maintain junk. So it means someone was still using it when they traded it in. And so that's, maintenance is always a good sign. I did just put some fuel in it. But other than that, let's see. we've got just the basic radio over here. It does have Sirius, which will activate upon sale, but other than that, the radio does work. And I think you can connect your phone. I don't think you can connect it for like the Bluetooth music, but I think you can connect it for like phone talking and stuff. So we've got down here, we're going to check our heat. Maybe let's figure out how to do this. Oh, blessed heat. And we do have heat, so that's awesome. We do have heat. Check our windows. Driver's side window works. Rear, no, that's not the rear. That's the passenger side window. That's the rear passenger side window. And that is the rear driver's side window. So all of the windows work. And then we've got this back window, which I will try. Takes a little bit to get turned around in all this gear. So the back sliding window works as well. So we're gonna go take it for a drive and see what we've got. We did have and we do have a backup camera, but that's you get a blue screen on there. Well, it disappeared, but you get a blue screen on there when you go to backup, and it says rear parking aid. I don't know. Check rear parking aid camera. I don't know. Maybe they turned the camera off. Let's try again. Rear parking aid on. Zoom one. Let's see. Okay, nope. It's just, I don't know. Blue screen. So I imagine it's like a computer. You get the blue screen of death, and you know it's not a good thing for the camera. So that's my guess. So you don't have a backup camera. So you just got to learn how to back up using your mirrors like old school. All right. Auction did say there was a cylinder for misfire. They said that they could feel it. I didn't see it when I had the hood popped. But so we'll kind of see if I can feel it as we're going. And we'll see what we've got. And I'll run the computer and see if I can see any active misfires as well. See if I can, do that while I'm driving without, dying. Because that would be a beneficial thing, I think. Not dying while I'm driving. That would be definitely more beneficial than dying while I'm driving. It is driving well. Seems to have good power. It's just a V6. It's kind of getting towards the end of the day, so I've got more traffic behind me, and so I've kind of got a little bit more cautious and not fly all over the road and do 8 million things at one time like I normally do. But it sounds like it's alright as far as like suspension. I don't hear any suspension noise. Working, and while I've got you on the dash, we're going to turn our left turn signal on, and that works, and our right turn signal, that also works. And let's see if our wipers work. Let's see. There's the wipers and the wiper fluid, that also works. And the brakes are good and solid. So I think we've got like a trifecta, except it's like more than 3. It's like a quadrifecta here. So it all seems to work really well. I'm gonna run this system and then pull up and see if I can see what the auction said. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Like the auction has a snapshot in time, and this video is a snapshot in time, and when you drive it is a snapshot in time, and sometimes it's just what happens whenever. Okay, so here we've got misfire detected in cylinder 4, so it sees it, and engine misfire detected on startup, so it sees it. It's not actively misfiring as far as like there's no check engine light flashing, and it's in the continuous memory, so it's not a stored code. It's just in the continuous memory, whatever that is. So it's in there. So yeah, whatever that means. And it's on startup, which I don't know how that changes from any other time. But then we've got a key in switch code, which I had that on something else too. I don't know what that means. And we got a left rear outer sensor code. Oh, that's your parking aid module. So that would be part of the reason why your parking something doesn't work. But that would be okay. So let's get into this and see if we can actually see the misfires. But while I'm driving down this hill and I'm getting into there, truck seems pretty decent. I mean, it's got high miles, it's got some rust on it, it's just two-wheel drive, but it's running and driving good. All the options seem to work. You do have a misfire that's going to have to be addressed somehow, and I don't know if that's, a small coils plugs type thing, or if you've got something deeper. You never really know with these things. They just kind of, I think a lot of times you just have to kind of dig in there and find out. So, and I know that kind of sucks, but so we'll see. Let's see, read data stream. We'll see if I can find out. So, if you want, you can kind of hang out with me, and I will continue on in here and see if I can find. I feel like maybe I can feel a tiny little bit of a misfire just sitting here idling. I didn't feel it when I was driving, but sitting here idling, I just feel a little bit of roughness. Misfire. I'm looking at misfire monitor status. Some cars, like, I can look and see which cylinder is misfiring and when it's misfiring and how many times it's misfiring, and all of that stuff, and it just different cars do different things, and I can do injectors, just make sure it's not engine RPM at time of misfire. I can do that and just see if that tells me anything. Okay, so let's see what that tells me. Okay, so engine RPM at time of misfire 668, so that's just idle. Engine running time at time of misfire 4 minutes and 15 seconds, so I don't know, maybe that's probably after I was driving it. No errors on the injectors. Okay, misfire events during the latest misfire cycle. So this latest time that I was driving, I've been videoing for 14 minutes, and then I went to the gas station, so probably the last 30 minutes or so, we've got 1100 misfires. So it's misfiring. And this one doesn't tell me specifically on the cylinder. But anyways, that's about all the data I've got. Take that, if you don't know much about cars, take that to your mechanic and see what they say. And, otherwise, if you're a backyard mechanic, maybe it's something you kind of want to take on. But I think it's going to be just a truck. I mean, it seems to run good. But obviously, everything's got little things that need work here and there. It's just kind of whether or not you want to take on a little project here or a little project there, or a big project here or a big project there. So if you have any questions, my cell phone is 309-267-7200. Thanks, guys.